Olive was standing in the middle of a huge circus ring. She was wearing big shoes, a silly wig and a large red nose, just like the one worn by a clown in a poster she could see nearby.
Oh, I'm at the circus.
Suddenly, someone shouted.
Oh, look out!
A cheeky little monkey wearing a red hat swung past, snatching her red clown's nose from her beak.
Hey, come back!
You'll never catch him. He stole my red nose too,
said a very sad-looking seal, dressed in a clown costume.
I've been trying to get my red nose back all day, but he's just too quick.
Oh, I'm Olive, and you were on that poster.
I am the great Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town. Or at least I was. I don't feel very funny now, not without my red nose.
Olive was sad to see Grimaldi so downhearted.
I'll get your red nose back for you. Then you can be the funniest clown in town again.
It's not possible. That cheeky monkey is always out of reach.
Olive looked up at the monkey sitting on a trapeze, high up in the roof of the circus tent. He was wearing a red nose. Then she saw the circus cannon nearby.
A cheeky monkey too high to reach. A circus cannon? I think I may have an idea.
You can get my red nose back?
Grimaldi asked.
Yes, wish me luck.
Suddenly, the cannon went boom,
Wow!
shooting Olive up into the air like a rocket.
Pecking! Red nose, here I come.
Olive was ready to snatch the red nose back, but as she flew over, the monkey ducked, sending Olive shooting over his head and bouncing off the sides of the circus tent. Luckily for Olive, Grimaldi swung into view on another trapeze and caught hold of her just in time, much to the now watching audience's delight.
Oh, thanks, Grimaldi.
Olive looked down and saw the red-nosed monkey balanced on a high wire below them.
OK, one red nose coming up.
Olive let go and dropped down onto the high wire, catapulting the surprised monkey back up towards Grimaldi, who caught him by his feet.
Gotcha!
Cried Grimaldi. Suddenly, the monkey threw the red nose up towards Grimaldi.
Hey, catch!
Called the monkey. Grimaldi caught the red nose, but he had to let go of the monkey's feet, and the monkey dropped down onto the high wire, sending Olive catapulting.
I have it!
Olive looked down.
But who has us?
They tumbled towards the circus ring below. Luckily, they landed in a safety net.
Who are they laughing at?
They're laughing at you, Grimaldi. You don't need a red nose to be funny. You're Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town.
You're right.
Just then, Olive heard something falling from above. She looked up and plonk! The monkey had dropped her red nose, and it landed right back on Olive's beak.
Bravo, Olive. You make a great clown.
Well, I do like a bit of clowning around.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Pecking? Actually, I've been clowning around in the circus.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive was in a dark cave and could hear dripping water.
Hello?
Called Olive, and her voice echoed into the darkness.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
What a funny echo.
I'm not an echo, I'm a bat. And I'm a bat too.
Olive looked to either side and could make out two little bats next to her.
We are the bats in hats.
Oh, do you mind me asking why you're called bats in hats when you're not wearing any hats?
Well, it's because we hang upside down and our hats keep falling off.
Upside down?
Olive suddenly realised that up was down and down was up. And she was in fact hanging from the top of a cave.
Oh dear, ostriches can't hang upside down.
Olive fell and landed with a plop in a big pile of hats. She stood up and straightened her feathers.
Oh, look at all these hats. One of them must be able to stay on.
No, they just keep falling off, Olive.
Well, let's give it a try, shall we?
Olive started picking up hats and popping them on the bats' heads, one after another. But they just kept falling off. She tried on woolly hats, top hats, cowboy hats, all types of hats. But they all fell off.
We told you, Olive. These hats just won't stay on.
Olive looked at the big pile of hats that they had just tried on and noticed that a thread of wool on one of the bobble hats was loose.
Bats that need hats, a loose thread. I think I may have an idea.
Olive pulled on the thread and got herself 2 nice long pieces. Then she took 2 of her favourite hats, held them on the bats' heads and used the thread to make little chin straps to hold them in place.
Perfect. Now you bats are in hats.
What? Oh dear. Now we're wearing hats. They're too heavy, Olive. We can't hold on with our feet.
The bats tried and tried to cling onto the ceiling, but the hats were indeed just too heavy, and they fell down into the pile of hats.
Are you both okay?
Asked Olive.
Yes, we're fine. But we will never be proper bats in hats.
Olive looked around the cave again and noticed some spiky rocks poking up from the ground and the hats with threads hanging from them.
Don't panic. I'm having another idea.
Olive picked up the 2 hats and tied either end to a tall, pointy rock, so the hats were hanging in the middle.
Now, if you fly up and cling to the ceiling, the hat should sit on your heads.
We'll give it a go.
So the bats flew up, clung to the ceiling and kept trying to stretch down to put their heads into the hats. But they were just too far away. Eventually they gave up, flopping down, exhausted, into the hats.
Oh dear, nothing I've tried seems to have worked.
Actually, Olive, these hats are really comfy. Yes, so warm.
The hats strung between the rocks were so comfortable and the little bats were so worn out from all the excitement, they started drifting off to sleep.
Looks like you bats are finally in hats.
Thanks, Olive. We're going to have a nice long nap now.
Sweet dreams. Maybe from now on you should be called the bats in hats that take naps.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Peck? Actually, I helped some bats with their hats.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive was standing in front of a spooky castle. It was very, very tall and very, very crooked.
Oh, I wonder who lives here.
She walked up towards the big wooden door and was about to knock, but then the door creaked open all by itself.
Hello?
Said Olive. But all she could hear was her own voice echoing back. Olive crept inside the dark castle, which was hung with lots and lots of cobwebs. There was clutter everywhere.
Peck, this place is a complete mess. How can anyone live here? I know. I'll give it a good old clean-up.
So Olive got to work. She dusted away the cobwebs, opened the curtains, and tidied up all the clutter.
Why is all this stuff lying around? Who leaves a ball of string, some toilet roll, and a big bag of flour right in the middle of the floor? I'll tidy them up onto these shelves.
Just as Olive finished, she felt a tap on her shoulder. It made her jump.
You scared the feathers out of me.
It was a spider wearing a long black cape.
Who are you and what have you done to my castle?
Asked the spider. He didn't seem too happy.
I'm Olive. I thought the place needed a little tidying up. I hope you don't mind.
My name is Count Von Tarantula, and of course I mind. I am holding a spooktacular party in 1 hour, and the place needs to look spooky. I have been spinning those cobwebs for months. What am I going to do now? And I still need to carve the pumpkins.
Olive looked around the castle and spotted some of the things she'd tidied away.
A big ball of string. I think I may have an idea.
An idea, you say? Excellent.
I can make make some new cobwebs out of this ball of string and make the castle look spooky again.
And while you're doing that, I'll go and carve a spooky pumpkin.
So Olive got to work tying and knotting the string all over the place until the room looked like a giant cobweb. It took her a long time, but eventually the whole castle was looking spooky. Count Von Tarantula returned, carrying his equally spooky carved pumpkin.
Wow, Olive, this looks fantastic, girl. This is going to be the best spooktacular party ever. Would you like to come? Oh, but what will you wear?
Oh, yes, please.
But before Olive could finish her answer, she tripped and fell back into a wall of shelves. A big bag of flour came crashing onto her head, followed by 4 toilet rolls. Count Von Tarantula had never laughed so much.
I'm sorry, Olive. Are you okay?
Yes, I think so.
Why, Olive, you look just like a mummy. Fantastic girl. You will be my ghost of honor at the party.
Thanks for inviting me, Count. I didn't know a tarantula could be such a great dancer.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been to a spooktacular party.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive was standing in the middle of a huge cornfield and had a piece of straw in her beak. Said Olive, spitting it out.
Hey, I must be in the country.
Said a voice. Olive turned around to see a man made completely out of straw.
Hello there, I'm Scully the Scarecrow.
Hello, I'm Olive. What are you doing all alone in the middle of this cornfield?
I'm here to scare off all the birds so they don't eat the corn.
Said Scully sadly.
Why are you so sad about it? Looks to me like you're doing an excellent job.
Problem is, I love to spot birds and write them down in my notebook here. But because I'm a scarecrow, I scare them all away so I never spot any.
But I'm a bird. I'm an ostrich. And I don't think you're scary, Scully.
Oh, so you are. Well, I've not spotted an ostrich before. I'd love to spot some other birds too. If I could spot 10 more today, I'd be such a happy scarecrow.
The birds are scared off when they see you, Scully. So we need to hide you from the birds in some way.
Olive looked around her. There were lots of pieces of corn lying on the ground.
Lots of corn? A scarecrow to hide? I think I may have an idea.
Olive gathered up all the corn and started sticking it all over Scully and also all over her own feathers until they were both completely covered in corn.
How's this going to help me spot birds?
Scully asked.
Watch and see.
Olive and Scully walked across the cornfield until they reached a large oak tree. A little blue bird flew down and landed on one of the branches.
Oh, our blue tit!
Exclaimed Scully, writing it down in his notebook.
One bird spotted.
Said Olive.
You see, it's working. The blue tit wasn't scared of you.
This is great.
Olive and Scully walked past a hedge at the side of the field. 2 birds flew down and landed on the hedge.
That's a robin and that's a blackbird.
Said Scully, writing them down too.
2 and 3 birds spotted.
As they walked down the path, they reached a farmer's tractor sitting in the field. 3 birds flew down and landed on the tractor.
Chaffinch, sparrow, pigeon!
Cried Scully as he wrote.
4, 5, 6 birds spotted.
Then they walked down past the barn, and as they did, 4 more birds landed on the barn's roof right above them.
Crow, jackdaw, dove, magpie!
Said Scully, scribbling in his notebook.
7, 8, 9, 10 birds spotted.
Cried Olive.
Oh, thanks, Olive. With this corn disguise, I've managed to spot 10 birds today.
Olive and Scully walked back into the middle of the cornfield. But something very odd was happening. All the birds Scully had spotted were flying around above them. Then they all landed on Olive and Scully and began to eat the corn.
No, they're eating our disguises.
Soon the hungry birds had eaten away all the corn.
I suppose you're going to get scared and fly away now.
but the birds didn't move.
We're not scared of you anymore. You've given us all this nice corn to eat, so we know you're friendly.
Chirped the little robin.
Oh, now I can spot birds all day, every day.
Maybe you should call yourself Scully, the not scary crow.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been helping a scarecrow spot birds.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a huge amusement park. People were having a great time everywhere.
Great, lots of fun things to do here.
Whoa! Suddenly something zoomed over Olive's head. She looked up to see people riding on a roller coaster. Olive thought it looked very scary.
Oh, wow. Wish I could have a go on that.
Olive looked down and saw a little hamster.
Hello, I'm Olive.
I'm Harry. I really want to ride the Mega Scream roller coaster.
The Mega Scream. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Problem is, I'm not allowed to go on it on my own. Would you like to ride the Mega Scream with me?
Olive took another look at the Mega Scream. As she did, the roller coaster cars did a loop-the-loop. Olive gulped. The Mega Scream looked really scary to her.
It does look like lots of fun, but it's very hot today. We could get sunburned so high up. Maybe we should save it for later when it's cooler.
Oh, okay then.
Olive could see how disappointed the little hamster was, and she wanted to cheer him up. Olive looked around at all the other rides.
An amusement park with lots of fun things to do. I think I may have an idea. Come on, Harry. We're going to have the most fun day ever.
Olive decided that she and Harry would try everything in the amusement park, apart from the Mega Scream, of course. They threw coconuts at the coconut shy. They had a go on the carousel.
Whoa, this is fun,
said Olive as they went round and round. They slid down the helter-skelter. They even had a go on the dodgem cars. Soon, they had tried pretty much everything in the amusement park, apart from the Mega Scream roller coaster.
Can we go on the Mega Scream now?
I'm really hungry. Why don't we get some yummy ice creams?
Oh, ice cream, my favourite.
It was Olive's favourite too. They went and bought 2 huge cones. But Olive's ice cream was so big, she couldn't see where she was walking.
Olive, shall we try this one last ride over here?
Why not?
Said Olive, not seeing what the ride was. She and Harry took their seats, and suddenly a metal bar came down over them.
What ride is this?
It's the Mega Scream. Here we go.
Before Olive could say anything, the roller coaster accelerated away. Olive and Harry went zooming and loop-the-looping all over the park.
Isn't it amazing, Olive?
I thought I'd be scared, but now I'm on it. This is the best ride ever.
Finally, the ride came to the end. Olive and Harry looked down. Their ice creams had disappeared. They looked behind them to see 2 foxes covered in ice cream.
Oh, sorry. Our ice creams must have flown off the cones somewhere on the ride.
We rather enjoyed our surprise snack,
said one of the foxes. Olive and Harry got off the Mega Scream.
Thanks for giving me such an amazing afternoon.
And thank you for helping me get over my fear of roller coasters.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I rode the Mega Scream roller coaster.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive Olive found herself on a seaside pier lined with amusement stalls all covered in flashing lights.
Oh, this place looks like fun. But where is everyone?
Out from behind a counter appeared a man in a stripy waistcoat.
Hello, and welcome to Cuthbert's Candy Hut.
Hello, Cuthbert. I'm Olive.
Oh, so what tickles your taste buds, Olive? Juicy jelly bear, a tasty stick of seaside rock, or the best candy floss on the whole pier?
Oh, can I try the candy floss, please?
Cuthbert poured a pink sugar mixture into his machine, spun it round in the bowl, dipped in a stick and gave Olive some bright pink candy floss.
That's delicious.
And that's not the only treat round here. Let me show you the rest of the pier.
First, Cuthbert took Olive on the ghost train.
Cake, that was some scary stuff.
Next, they looked in the Hall of Mirrors, which turned Olive and Cuthbert into weird and wonderful wibbly-wobbly shapes. Last was the giant teacup ride. It spun so fast, it made them both really dizzy.
Wow, that was fun. This pier's amazing, Cuthbert. Why is no one here enjoying themselves?
Oh, no one visits the pier anymore. They're all too busy. At this rate, I'll have to close my candy hut forever.
Well, look, here's someone. I'm sure they'll love the pier.
All right, mister, got any candy floss, please?
Said a boy. Cuthbert gave him some candy floss he'd already made.
You serious, bro? That is tiny. This pier is rubbish. I'm off.
Please, wait just a second. Cuthbert, your candy flosses are a bit small, but maybe I can help.
Olive looked around.
Giant spinning cups, big candy canes. I think I may have an idea.
Olive and Cuthbert poured the candy floss mixture into one of the giant cups on the teacup ride. Olive pulled the lever and dipped in a large candy cane to make the biggest candy floss ever.
Wow, that's well wicked. Nice one, Olive, bro. Cheers, mister.
But no one noticed that Olive had left the ride switched on.
Olive, look.
Olive turned to see a gigantic ball of candy floss.
Cake, it's getting bigger.
That is well cool.
Suddenly, there was a gust of wind which blew the candy floss out of the teacup and all the way into town. And as it did, it rolled over a policeman.
What's all this then? Whoa!
He got caught up in the sticky mess. Then it rolled over a lollipop lady.
My side means stop. Oh!
It also rolled over everyone at the skate park.
Dude, no way!
Finally, it blew to the top of a skating ramp, stopped, then rolled all the way back down the street to Olive and Cuthbert on the pier.
We better unstick everyone, quick.
Olive and Cuthbert used the candy canes to hook everyone out.
They do all sound angry.
But just then, the people noticed all the rides.
A teacup ride, a ghost train.
A hall of mirrors.
Everyone remembered how great the pier was, and they all ran off to have fun, while Cuthbert sold lots and lots of candy floss.
Would you like another one, Olive, as a thank you for all your help?
I don't know. I think it's time I went to brush my beak after all that sugary candy floss.
Oh, yeah.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Cake, actually, I helped make the biggest candy floss ball ever.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.